Channel 5 News with Ron Majors and Carol Maureen. John Coleman with weather and Marchie and Greco with sports. The Channel 5 News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to our new home at the NBC Tower.
We'll be taking you on a tour of this tower a bit later, but first...
Doogie Howser, MD, makes the move.
What if I freeze up? It's a perfectly natural act.
To its new time.
Oh, jeez.
9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central. Wednesday.
It's Monday Night Football, brought to you by Plymouth and your local Plymouth dealers, who invite you to test drive a Plymouth today.
Right now, 47 degrees in Midtown. In the news, the woman jogger brutally beaten and raped by a gang of youths intent on wilding in Central Park is ready to point the finger at her accusers. Hospital records.
The telephone is her only connection to the outside world.
I can't move, don't you understand?
When the phone goes dead, is she next? Lonnie Anderson, Hal Holbrook, Sorry, Wrong Number. Coming October 11th. Also in October.
What do you want? The U.S. trade deficit rose in August to $10.75 billion. Up a surprising 31%, the biggest gap this year, as Americans kept buying more from abroad, primarily foreign cars and machinery, and selling less to other nations. That means more orders for foreign factories, fewer orders for U.S. factories.
Well, the American worker is going to be the loser because they're going to outright lose jobs.
We are, Robin. This is Nassau Coliseum. This is the big night. Hey, you see, this is right before the show. This is our warm-up, you know?
Right. This is just leading you into the Coliseum.
And my point about the tennis match is that, well, here I come. Here's my limo, man. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, here we go. Here we are. Get every moment of this.
Bon dopey. See, I was on Tylenol. Oh, there's Scott, the engineer.
Well, Tylenol's not a real heavy drug, huh?
Scott's bald, but he's the guy with the toupee.
And Brian Peckford, tired and battered after 10 years in office, called it quits.
I have come to the point in my life, after 10 years as leader, that I don't think I have the necessary ruthlessness to do what really has to be done as we move into the next decade.
Pete Axtell is here, along with Tom Jackson, Joe Theismann, Fred Edelstein will join us shortly. Biggest item of the week, very, very easy. Al Davis picked Hall of Famer Art Shell to replace Mike Shanahan as head coach of the Reeling Raiders. It's been well documented that Shell now becomes pro football's first black head coach since Fritz Pollard in the 20s. But Al isn't looking for historical footnotes. As Jim Gray reports, Al is just hoping that Shell is the answer man.
Oh, yes, we signed a contract.
Howard's life, everything else is waiting. Performing is living.
Al Lewis, my guy. Sam Kennison, pleasure to meet you, sir. Hey, Howard, I'm here. I'm free of charge, mother.
To follow over the next few weeks. A steady stream of refugees also continues to leave via Hungary. More than 1,400 in the last 24 hours. About 40,000 East Germans have taken that route in the last 5 months since Hungary cut away the barbed wire on its border with Austria. Anthony Mason has been covering the changing face of communism all through these months. And he followed up by following some of the first refugees across the border, and tonight he reports on what they found in the West.
I was only trying to change my life. They were trying to change the whole world.
Jane Fonda, Gregory Peck, Jimmy Smits. Old Gringo, rated R.
Soviet President Gorbachev flew today to East Berlin to help mark East Germany's 40th anniversary. But the communist celebration is clouded by the continuing exodus of refugees. As Gorbachev was preparing for his trip, another 600 East Germans were ending theirs. They arrived in West Germany on a special train from Poland after taking refuge in the West German embassy in Warsaw. They follow thousands of others who came by way of Czechoslovakia.
A lightning serve to the net. And then a zippy second serve, only to be returned by the horse-faced Delabate.
Love 15.
Howard, at the next match, you're playing Betty Davis.
Tonight, what to do with yesterday's newspaper. Too many newspapers driving recycling centers out of business. An Assignment Earth report on NBC Nightly News.
Fred and Barney are always in the hot seat, but somehow they always manage to land on their feet. Don't go away. We're coming right back.